Weekly Sauce, episode 66. 65 in the books. We had the fantasy football hustler. Actually, no, we had Justin Mapp
We
on last week.
switched.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
switched it.
switched. Yeah.
So Justin Mapp was on last week. Week before that, we had Fantasy Football Hustler, who gave us some inside info when it comes to who you're drafting in your fantasy football league. Maybe our guest today is a fantasy football guy. We don't know. Chances are he's not, because he likes to kick people's heads in for a living, and that's not something that we do. But before we get to him, as usual, episodes brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. It's the best sauces in town. You can't go wrong with it. I don't know if it's as hot as maybe the Carolina Reaper or anything like that, but it's good, man. That mustard truffle sauce, to this day, it still sucks your dick. It's the best thing ever.
Of course.
We'll get to our guest. But before that, I get to my co-host, Alex. How's it going, buddy?
Super pumped, man. We got another MMA guy. I'm excited.
I know you've been wanting to get into the MMA thing for a long time, so we've gotten so many good guests because of you. And this is another good guest coming off one of our other great, fantastic guests that we had. We spoke to Dre Miley a few weeks ago, and he thought that the stoppage against our guest today was a little early. John Hollywood Sweeney from the XMMA. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good, brother. It's good to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
It's our pleasure, man. So tell us about that fight. So we watched it. Listen, I understand where he's coming from. I don't think the stoppage was early. I
was about to ask you that.
Sorry?
I said I was just about to ask you guys. What is your opinion on it?
I don't think it was stopped early. I think it was like ref could have let it go for maybe another couple shots. Give him a chance to survive. But at the end of the day, the ref's job is to protect the fighter, right? And yeah, he looked like he was out at that point. Not out, but he was gonna get there. He was only being protected. But also, as a fighter, John, I'm sure you understand. It's like you want to be able to tell yourself when to stop fighting. You don't want a ref to stop you.
Yeah, it was a fair stoppage.
Yeah, I feel that. But so when I went back, when I go back and look at that fight, it's a certain point where he was flattened out and his head was boom, boom. He like took two clean shots where his where he was good. When I first connected and he fell back, he was okay there. But once I hit him like two more times, the second one kind of made him flatten out, and he was literally laying there and boom, it took two there. And that's what got the fight stopped right there. Yeah, so man, it would have been good, but the shots after that caused his body to completely. If you watch it's on my page, he completely like goes flat on his belly. He takes two with his head clearly, boom, boom, and that's you can't. He got a couple years on his life saved. The ref did him a good favor there.
Yeah, there's ref. Listen, being a ref in MMA is probably the toughest sport to ref in. You know what I mean? Like in football, okay, yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen. In hockey too, baseball, whatever. But you're dealing with people's lives here. You know what I mean? And it's like the ref has to make a decision on the spot. If he sees that you're unresponsive, then there's no, unless there's 2 seconds left in the round.
That's stopping.
Like I just watched the documentary on Christy Martin on Netflix. You know who Christy Martin is? She was like the best female boxer of all time. But she was shot by her husband. It's a crazy documentary. It's on Netflix, and she came back after all that, and she had a fight, and she was destroying the girl. And 50 seconds left in the fight, she broke her hand, and the doctor stopped it. And she was ruining the girl. And the doctor stopped it. She lost by TKO because of that.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, it happens all the time.
So the MMA refs, I used to like Herb Dean. Yeah. Now not so much because some of his decisions are really questionable. Yeah. And he lets go of the fight way too long. The guy was already knocked out. He didn't call. Yeah. He's not stopping it. So I used to be a big fan of him, but
it's such a fine line, man. Such a fine line, and I was probably maybe the best ref in it. Big John McCarthy obviously doesn't ref anymore, but I mean it's such a fine line. And Herb Dean is literally maybe second best, one of the best, and he's got times where he just completely blows it, and so it's such a fine line right there. So it's one of the hardest jobs for sure, being a fighter and then the ref for sure.
Yeah. And if you're a ref and you own up to it after, listen, that's all you can do, right? Because it doesn't change the result. You can't go back and say, "Oh, I was wrong. Give this guy the win." You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work that way. But yeah, there's been some refs, man, and especially in the UFC. We've seen them all. But yeah, Herb Dean, I still think he's the best. If I see Herb Dean out there, I still have like trust that he's gonna make the right decision. It's the margin for error is so small, man. It's so small that they can. As soon as it happens big, and that's the problem, you know. So what's next for you, man? You have a fight coming up? What's going on?
So I do have a fight. I'm not sure how much I can say on this, but I've signed the contract to fight October 1st. I'm not sure what I'm able to say. This is released 2 weeks from now, so maybe it's for Combata Global in Miami. So that's where my next fight will be, October 1st.
And you're fighting a bantamweight?
Yes.
And you're pumped for that? Like, is it like a pop?
Very pumped. This is a good step up in competition. Man, I don't know how much I can say, but whatever. So this is I should be fighting a guy, ex-UFC guy.
Whatever you want to say, we can check it out.
Forget it. It's all right. Leonard Morales.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So that's what's next for me. Make a statement here, and maybe I'll continue with Combate. Or maybe I will get the fight on this summers of the Dana White's Contender Series.
That's what you're hoping for? Is it going to DWCS?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the Ultimate Fighter?
I would do that too, man. But I'm a big bantamweight, so those I'll happen to make weight that many times. Oof.
But also, a lot of guys when they go to the house, the Ultimate Fighter house, is that they go in a different weight class. Like they'll go up, you know. Just
true, exactly.
Yeah. So you'll probably go to like the featherweight if you do it. But I think Dana White Contender Series for you. Dana White Contender Series for you is probably better.
Perfect, man. I like to show up.
Yeah.
And man, that'd be perfect.
So you're fighting Leonard Morales, which means that you're gonna brawl. So
he's gonna brawl.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna.
He's gonna brawl. I aim and fire. We don't shoot and pray.
That's it. Aim and fire. Don't shoot and pray. You should make that on a T-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Put that on a T-shirt.
What's your so what's your favorite strike and what's your favorite submission?
That's such. So I get that question a lot, to be honest. So with striking, man, I started off as a grappler. Started wrestling when I was young. I wrestled a little bit in college, but when I was in high school, to help with my my physique, I went to Upstate Karate, and I lost. I was at Upstate. I was at wrestling practice in high school. Every day I would go from practice to practice every day. So gradually I lost weight, got in great shape. And I fell in love with striking. I'm a black belt in karate, so I feel like I kind of like striking more because you could you could be a little bit more flashy. So I would say with striking, I love everything about it. I really can't pick one technique. A lot of stuff in my bag I really haven't even been able to show because guys get hit and I just don't get to fight so long. So I love my spinning back kicks and stuff like that, but I haven't got to show any of it because I mean my fights just
you let these
I just
hands
haven't
go.
got to show it. Yeah. So with grappling, I love guillotine. My favorite finish against Celtic Shells. It was on LFA. I finished him in the first round in a standing ninja choke. It's like a guillotine inverted. He was here. He wasn't fighting too much, so I was able to sneak my hand right over. And that's probably my favorite choke. But I get a lot of guys with high-level guys. My guillotine is pretty legit.
Yeah? You think you can get a guillotine or what? You think?
Pretty sure I could.
Yeah? All right, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to know where you're at. I weigh 250 pounds.
That's all right. I have big guys. I've gotten my coach in a guillotine, and he's a black belt big boy. That's a good move for me, man. I'm strong as an ox.
The thing is I got a short neck. You can't.
It's all right.
I'll just like lay and pray like this, you know.
True. Guys with short necks, people think it's harder to choke them, but I'm gonna be coming for your size, man. It may feel worse for you.
So there's this guy that fights out of our gym, and he's long. He's a featherweight, but he's like 6'4". He's long. His neck is super long, and every time I get him in a guillotine,
those are the guys that are hard to choke, man.
You can't choke him. His neck is like an elastic.
Yeah, those are the guys that's hard to choke.
Yeah. So you're gonna fight Leonard Morales. That's a big fight for you. It's gonna put your name up there. If that Dana White Contender Series comes calling, man, I hope you get. I think that's like a better avenue for you than the Ultimate Fighter because you get that one fight, you show everybody what you're doing,
Boom,
what you're up to,
you're in.
Bang, that's it.
Yes,
the
sir.
next one's coming up now, I think, right?
It is. It's this season is it starts September 17th. I got a buddy. Shout out my boy Santos Carlito, the problem out of Jersey. He's fighting on there, so I know he's about to dominate. So hopefully I can get my shot on there next.
So you wrestled and you did karate. It's two very different body types, right?
Man, I was blessed to get thrown into a good environment. Like I wanted to, like you were talking about fantasy football. I do have a fantasy football team actually.
Oh, nice.
My dad wanted me to play football so bad, and well, actually I take that back. I wanted to play football so bad. So I started with football, and my dad wanted me to wrestle, would harp on me, wrestle, and I really wasn't hearing it. And one day I just decided to try it, fell in love with it. I mean, so I fell in love with it because I was slamming kids at practice, but I really wasn't taking it too serious. I was wow. Like my personality, how I'm real energetic, thinking that as a kid. I mean, I never stopped talking. I never stopped, you know what I mean? So I used to get in trouble a little bit, get in trouble at practice because I wouldn't be so serious, always playing around. But as the years, I started like the 7th grade. So as the years went on and I started winning more and more and football I was okay at football as well, but I just didn't have the size to honestly get a scholarship.
What was your position?
In football, I played all the way from nose guard to my last year playing. I played running back and outside linebacker.
Oh yeah.
So I started off in the 7th grade. I played nose guard and DN. And
versatile.
Yeah, I was. So in the 7th grade, I was probably 5'4", 190, maybe 200 pounds. My senior year of high school, I was 145.
Yeah.
So I lost a good bit of weight.
Yeah, and you fight less now.
Yeah.
Just
less now than I did. Exactly.
Yeah. So did you do your fantasy football league yet or what?
I did, man, but so I happened to be at practice when my freaking buddies cheated me and wanted to do the draft. So I got but to be honest, they're kind of dumb. So I got a better team than they got. So let's see. I got freaking Pat Mahomes. I got out there. I'm trying to think of the key players. I think I got Pat Mahomes. I got Cooper Kupp. My running back is Alvin Kamara, I think.
Nice.
I got
just like me.
Yeah, so I got a squad to be actually. I got whose defense I got. I got damn. My defense may not be that good. I probably got because I know one of my buddies got the Broncos. The other has I want to say I got hopefully it's not Seattle. I'm trying to think. It may be Seattle, but I hope it's not. I'm trying to think. Maybe Seattle, but hopefully it's not.
I took Tampa because they play against the Panthers twice. They play against the Saints twice.
True. Yeah.
So it was just playing Atlanta. It's like 6 decent games for me. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
Yeah, that's the only way I draft my Ds. I look at their division. I'm like, I'll take the best team in this division. Yeah.
That's smart.
So you fight Upstate Karate. Am I wrong?
Yes, sir.
Is that Wonder Boy's gym?
It is.
It is. Okay, that's how.
Oh, wow.
I just realized that when you said it, I was like, fuck, I think it's Wonder Boy's gym.
Yeah, so I've been training with him since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. What's it like?
Yeah, sure. I love it. He's just very humble dude, teaches you whatever. But my person, so Wonder Boy, I mean, Wonder Boy would take it easy with the guys he just take it easy with, but I've known Wonder Boy for a good amount of time now, so I kind of know how to make him, want to whoop my ass a little bit. So now that I'm older and stuff, I can try to get him to come at me, and man, that helps me out a lot.
Do you ever try to get under his skin and tell him that he has the second best karate in all of MMA?
No, it's now that I'm getting older, I start messing with him a little bit more and stuff like that. But exactly, that's exactly now that I'm older and getting to more established and finding my own version, because I'm not quite I don't quite do it like Wonder Boy, even though I have like the kicks in my bag. Like he definitely has like different kicks that he does way better than me. And I think I kind of maybe do like 1 or 2 kicks maybe better than him. But it's simple kicks like a 45 front, stuff like that. But he has like hook kicks, round kicks. I can do all of those too, but he can probably do them better. But I can do every kick that he can do. And but I'm not as he's a little bit more bouncy. bouncing around. I'm a little bit more stocking as I'm still bouncing on my toes, but I'm a little bit more. Mine is
he's in between like you and Machida, like where you kind of move around a lot like a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where you're kind of like ready to shoot, but you're also ready to load a kick. Where Wonder Boy is bouncing on his toes a lot. Machida just kind of stands there. Wonder Boy bounces on his toes a lot, but his upper body doesn't move, right? Or you're all over the place. Like your head is going everywhere. Your legs. Your hands,
sir.
You know, so three very different styles, but all from the same martial art, right? Which is pretty crazy.
Yes, sir.
Who would be your dream fight against any current opponents in your weight class?
A dream fight.
All organizations.
In your weight class, yeah.
Peter Yan? That's the one everyone says. Yeah, that's the answer. Right?
I love Yan.
I do too. I see like when I look at fighters, like you got athletes, you got fighters, and then you got guys who are both. You know what I mean? Tyron Woodley, athlete. Mike Perry, fighter. You know what I mean? You got guys who are just, you know what I'm saying? And then you got like GSP or guys like GSP and stuff like that who are both like, well, GSP kind of for me falls a little bit more under athlete. Like Robbie Lawler, he's super athletic. He's got a gritty ass attitude. Like he's got both of those. So some guys are fighters, some guys are athletes. Both can be champions, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am my attitude. In the way I approach the game and the way I feel about these fights, I'm definitely and I'm athletic as hell, so I qualify for both. I'm not trying to bump my head up, but you just got guys that like that. Some guys they just get nervous when the fight's happening, and they just took Cowboy Cerrone. Sometimes he doesn't, he gets nervous and stuff. Like I honestly never felt that. Like ever since I was an amateur, I mean, you get butterflies, you get nervous, but every time, man, I go into a fight, I'm just ready to kill. So, and I feel like Peter Yan is that same way. So that's why that's a guy who I would love to fight.
I honestly think, listen, we saw what happened with Sterling and Yan. We know Yan's the real champ. They're going to run it back. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sterling knows it, too. Like, this, if he's going to act like he didn't.
And I like Sterling.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
I know Chris Weidman.
Sterling, true. Hey, you guys have that whole.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So Aljo was the guy. I love it. I would love to. Hey, if he won the second time, I mean, it was a close fight. It was close. Yan was definitely starting to take control, but some people had it 2-2 going into the fifth. I had it about 3-1. Yan, but some people had it 2-2, so it was close. So we'll see how the second fight looked, but. If I had to put money on it, it would definitely be on Peter Yan.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, listen, I like Aljo, man. I think he's a super athlete and stuff, and he's great. And then the next fight, maybe he comes out completely different. Maybe he downloaded all that information, and now he's gonna start lighting up. But I've never been I think Peter Yan's a great fighter. I've never been like Yan's like the next big thing. But I always looked at Aljamain Sterling like this guy can be a champion for a long time because he's a smart guy. Nothing against Peter Yan. I just I have that. I look at Aljamain Sterling like this guy. What checks all the boxes.
What impresses me so much about Peter Yan is his ability to just stay calm in such a crazy ass firefight moment. Like literally, like in fights, you got moments where you're calm and nothing's really going down. You can think then, and then it's parts of the fight where there's no thinking involved because stuff is happening way too fast for you really to really just sit there and think about it. And those are the moments where Peter Yan separates himself from the pack. And it's beautiful to watch because he's so calm. He always thinking trips. His wrestling is good. It's something like his stand-up wrestling, like Sambo style, Greco wrestling.
Yeah.
You can tell he's strong as hell. and I want to test my strength against his.
Yeah, he's pretty sick, man. That's gonna be that would be a good fight too. I'd love to see that. But
yes, sir.
So obviously we know what happened this weekend. You think you can beat Jake Paul in a fight or what?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Boxing match, he'll have a better chance because he's big as hell. But I'm a jab for real. Tyron Woodley, he ain't throw no damn jabs. And I trained with the striking I have right now is fine. I mean, I just got to keep my head down a little bit more, keep my feet underneath me. But I've had the privilege of training with WBC world champion boxers, Kid Fire Lamar Parks. So I have been in boxing gyms and trained with real world champs and know boxing. And like when you see my style, that's my karate style is heavy with the hands, heavy boxing style. So that's another thing that's a little different from my style from the traditional Kempo guys. I use a lot more. I'm kind of, you know how Chuck was a Kempo guy and Chuck Liddell.
Yeah. Well, he had the tattoo on his arm.
Yeah. So mine is a little bit more straighter than Chuck's. I got a little bit better technique, but oh yeah, I pieced Jake up. And if it was a MMA match,
there's no doubt, yeah.
30 seconds.
Well, listen, I think Jake Paul is very aware that he's not going to beat anybody in MMA, like any MMA guy in MMA. I think he's aware. He's smart. The way he's been doing it is smart. But do you think, like, a lot of people are saying Woodley won? I don't think he did, but what do you think?
I don't either. 100% Woodley lost. Yeah. He landed better. Oh, sorry, guys.
No worries.
He landed, Woodley landed heavy shots, and hell, Jake landed some heavy shots too, but Jake was just way more active and piecing them up. So when Woodley was going forward, but it's most of the points where he was going forward, he was running in the shots, and he never would fully commit to that jab. If he would stop parrying the freaking jab and stop doing this dumbass little thing he be doing before he throws his damn two. If he just sits there and chill, boom, throw the jab for real, boom, touch him and find where he's at, bang, bang, let it two down, or keep watching, boom, boom, jab, work him. That fight would have been so much easier, and he would have had Jake Paul was exhausted. He would have had Jake Paul exhausted like that round freaking 4, round 2, round 3. If he would just stay consistent, well, like once you learn that his power, you could handle his power. Once that you got that, okay, I'm good. He probably not gonna knock me out. Now open up, start jabbing, start touching his body, start touching him for real, and he could have made that fight so much easier, and then set himself up for a rematch. And got now, Jake Paul ain't fighting you again, brother. You can give that up.
So you're 8-3 in your pro career. From those 3 losses, which one would you avenge? Which one would you avenge if you had a chance?
Oh, for sure, Cody Durden.
Yeah, why is that?
He's a bitch. Hey, because he got lucky, man. It's like those times when you slip on a banana peel or you wake up and fucking lightning strike you. Just some like. So we fought in Atlanta, his hometown. It was freaking. It was kind of like maybe hot. It was kind of like 70-something degrees, humid as hell, raining. We fought outside on their canopy, holding the canopy. So it starts raining before, like halfway through the event, it's raining, pouring down. Everybody has to move underneath the small little canopy. It has a hole in it. It's getting inside the cage. After every fight, they're wiping down the cage. It's wet as hell. So they come back there before I fight, and they're like, the cage is kind of slippery. And I hate talking about it because I lost. It's you know what I'm saying? It's an excuse. Everyone has one, but this is the story. So I just landed out there. So came back and they told me the cage is wet. I said, okay, whatever. So this is a 2-year layoff for me. So I haven't fought in 2 years. So my nerves, when I say I don't really get nervous for a fight, this probably was the only, I wasn't nervous, like scared, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I was nervous to where like, all my fucking people are here, like, you know what I'm saying? So you get a little butterfly, like, and I was staring at, like, when I walked out, I was staring at everybody who was there, looking at the crowd, and normally I'm focused, just laser focused on my opponent. I'm not really taking my eyes too much off my opponent, and I'm, you know what I mean? So, but this one I was kind of interacting, looking around, seeing where people at. I got inside of the cage. I'm fucking helping the people wipe the mat down and shit. So he got in, the fight start, and this fight I approached it a little different. I wasn't in my moving around on my toes. I was kind of. We know that he just wanted to take me down, and looking back, it was just the worst decision I made because we came in with a kind of a lower stance, but not low, just as low as I was in the Dre fight. But instead of all the movement and hesitating, the moving and feinting and drawing Dre out, I was just here, kind of like Lyoto Machida. I wasn't really moving, and that allowed Cody just to get a fucking free shot. And once he did. And once I got on that wet ass canvas, bro, like you can see on the video my knees just slipping and sliding. It's just hard to stand up. And he stopped the fight. And if I fight that fight in any other environment, any other arena, he could have taken me down in that same position, but I would not have to deal with a wet ass cage, and I would stand up really easy. But he's got high level grappling. So once I made a mistake. So if I didn't make a mistake and I was walking up the cage, and instead of, I'm all camp. I was working with these guys who were kind of a little bit weaker than me with the grappling, so I could turn my back and get away with just standing up and kind of rolling them off of me in a kind of a wrestler position stand up, which wasn't good for Cody at that point in that cage because the mat is wet. So once I went to the wrestler's position to stand up, he put his hooks in, and my knees were fucking boom, boom, sliding. And he landed some fucking rabbit punches, and that was it. So that's the fight.
Then he goes and gets 3 fights in the UFC.
Yeah, then he goes into... Listen, the last 2 dudes who beat me, the one before that, I was piecing up Phil Caracappa, ROC champ, dropped him in the first round, dropped him in the second round. If it's out there, I'm going to let you know. My coaches know, people know. I got suspended for 3 months. Got put on probation for like I got suspended for 3 months, $500 and shit. I only got paid maybe $1,500 fucking bucks. And it was a title fight, so I got tested, but I had weed in my system. I didn't know. This is my first time having a title fight, so I'm thinking to myself dumb thoughts. So I'm thinking I ain't gonna smoke weed. Like I would do dumb shit before fights, man. Like I have never fought a fight before. I've never not smoked before a damn fight until after that fight. So I was like, I'm not going to smoke weed this time. I'm fighting for a belt. I ain't gonna smoke weed on the day. I'm gonna eat edibles instead. So my first time making edibles, I made these firecrackers. I don't know if you know what firecrackers are, but it's like you infuse the weed in the oven, boom, boom, boom. You put them in peanut butter, Nutella, whatever, make crackers. So I ate it's my first time making them. So I ate like 6 of these things in the morning.
The morning of your fight?
Yes, I brought it up, bro. I'm crazy. Bro, the morning of my fight. So I eat them. I'm chilling, doing my normal little routine, eat my little breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And I'm high as hell. I'm just like, I'm not, I'm higher than normal. So I took a nap. So I don't fight till the main event. So I got a little time. So I'm thinking, it'll wear off. I took a nap, bro. I wake up. I'm still high, obviously. So I'm getting my hands around. The guy comes back and was like, we need you to pee in this cup. And bro, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting drunk. I didn't even know. So now my hair were kind of shaking because I'm high. My coach was like noticing I was a little quiet. He was like, you all right, Sweeney? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just like trying to shake that shit off. And I go out there. I fought okay the first 2 rounds, man. I dropped the kid the first round with a jab, but you could tell I'm not all there. I dropped him in the second round. If I was there, if I didn't have the edibles, I could have damn near finished the kid. I drop him. You see him drop in front of me, and it just takes me a second to, you know what I'm saying, react. And then the third round, 1 little second of split, lost focus. He backed me on the cage and clipped me, and I go down, man. And that's just. weed, fucking bad decision. God was telling me like I don't deserve this shit.
Yeah.
Fucking smoking weed before every fight, and you know what I'm saying. So after that fight, I did a lot of changing and growing up, and now I'm on a step to finding my way, man. The weed don't control me like it used to, like I used to, you know what I mean? But I still start partaking sometimes and every now and again. I mean, it's who I am. I enjoy it, but it doesn't. I'm way different, way mature, and never before the damn fight like that again. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. I take edibles and I'm like fucking passing out on the couch.
Bro,
you can go fight.
I was messed up. It was the worst decision I've ever made. But it was a good. No, I take that back. It's a decision I made, not the worst. Hell, I probably made worse in my life. So I'm gonna say it was definitely a learning experience, and I learned a lot from it. And that kid went on to fight for the Contender Series, his next fight, and it's just God telling me like I'm always been right at the door, and I do dumbass shit to fuck myself up.
Well, listen, when we got you on the show, right away I started just like researching and stuff like that, and your name's out there, man. So it's just you're one fight away, man. So Alex, last question before we let our buddy go.
What do you want to be remembered for at the end of your career?
Oh,
thank you,
dude. I just want to be. Honestly, it's a good question. I take martial arts very seriously. Like I watch a lot of different shows and I do a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So, that's a great question. I definitely want to be known for being a very dangerous martial artist who every single fight, I don't care how old I am, I don't want to be Tyrone Woodley's age. Honestly, I don't want to be that old fighting, but even if I am, I don't want to be like, is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? I want to be known for every single time you see me step in the cage, I showed up and it was a hell of a fight. And you saw true skill. And I definitely want to be a UFC champion. And I also want to be, some say it's far-fetched, but I'm going to tell you right now, I want to fight Gervonta Davis, and I want to kind of want to be a WBC champion as well, WBO, WBC, whatever it is. I want to fight Tank Davis, and I want to fight for the UFC scrap.
That's crazy. Like now they this Conor McGregor and Mayweather created this whole
exactly what it created.
Like
and I let it fuel me. I watch other fighters get mad, get jealous, and I at first when I first seen the Paul brothers and I seen all that stuff, I almost went there to the point where these other people are going. But now it's nothing but opportunity for me and for my attitude, for the way I am. And the way I fight is perfect. That's perfect.
Nothing wrong with what they're doing. You know what I
Oh
mean?
no, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's creating nothing but opportunities for people who can fight and know how to promote themselves in a very exciting way. And that fits right up my alley. So I love what they're doing. I hope they keep going because I'm gonna use that same whatever the fuck, and I'm gonna get me some super fights but I want real fights as well. I want to be the guy who I'm knocking out Peter Yan. I'm cementing Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, and I'm also knocking out Jake Paul, or I'm knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I'm cementing fucking Ryan Gordon or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to be known for.
You want to submit Gordon Ryan?
Yes, exactly. That's where my head is at.
I love how you're like. I love
we'll
how
tag him.
It's Jake Paul. It's Gervonta Davis, Gordon Ryan, and Jake Paul. Like, those are the guys. Yeah, that's
yes, sir.
Gordon Ryan's a legit black. Nothing against you. He's like I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 15 years, right? So like, for me, like I see Gordon Ryan, and he's like, to me, he's the mecca. You know, he's the guy.
Yes,
he's
sir.
the best in the world. Right?
That's the wave I'm on.
Of course, man. That's good.
I want to just do crazy shit, and I know I keep training and keep my body in shape and get stronger and stronger every day, and get my name out there. And when people see me fight, they're gonna start. Like right now, I look South Carolina. Like when I fight, it's my last two fights. It's a whole lot of people from South Carolina and from where I am who are showing up, and I'm packing these places out. So once I get the real world eyes on me, I'm just excited to see what the future holds.
Well, don't forget us when you make it, buddy, and
I won't, brother.
Yeah,
I won't.
We'll have you on again, man. We appreciate you
Yes,
coming
sir.
on. It was fantastic. You're an awesome guy.
Thank you, bro.
And maybe you and Dre run it back, and maybe he gets a second chance. I don't know.
I don't know if he really wants to run that, man.
But Dre's a good guy. We appreciated him too as well.
Thank you guys.
It's our pleasure, buddy.
Yes,
as
sir.
usual, that was a fantastic interview, man. As usual, this episode is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use hot sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. I've said it so many times, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. John, fantastic, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Good luck with the rest of the way.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully we'll see you with that strap, that UFC strap around your waist.
You will.
Maybe KOing Gervonta Davis too at the same time.
Tank, I'm a real Tank, boy.
We'll leave it at that, buddy. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.